100 days of reform Sunderland. They had 100 days to prove they were different. 100 days to show Sunderland what reform is really about. So, what have reform spent their first 100 days doing? Well, pride, climate, freebies, culture wars, councillors' allowances, Facebook arguments, a racist councillor getting charged, blaming Labour for everything, and taking credits for savings that were made way before they even took office. So, here's my top 10 things that Reform Sunderland have done in their first 100 days. Starting off at number 10, the freebies. Reform Sunderland's leader declared gifts of over £11,000 in just the first 2 months of him being in office. Theatre tickets, festival tickets, season tickets. A whole lot of entertainment. Number 9, repealing the climate emergency declaration. They repealed the climate emergency declaration and denied that climate change even exists, citing the Maldives not sinking and polar bears surviving as proof of an Al Gore conspiracy theory. Truly baffling how they can just ignore the science. And in at number 8, the introduction of deputies at the cost of the local council taxpayer. They created 2 new cabinet positions and 5 new deputy positions, increasing the total cost of the cabinet, and that is a cost that will be bared by taxpayers. Swooping in at number 7, the £4 million savings claim. They claim to have made a £4 million saving within the first month of them taking power. It sounded pretty impressive at the time, until that was debunked, when it was realised that actually that was a Labour saving made way before Reform ever took power. And a big one in at number 6, the City of Sanctuary. Sunderland Reform celebrated leaving something that we never actually joined in the first place, having gaslit the entire city, saying that the City of Sanctuary increased asylum seekers in the city by 794%. Once again, debunked. Straight in at number 5, the National Glass Centre. The National Glass Centre has now closed. And this one isn't completely Reform's fault. This building belongs to the university. And pre-election, Reform had hoped that they could save the National Glass Centre, using it as part of their campaign. But once they got into power, they realised that Labour had actually tried to do everything they possibly could to save it, and it wasn't as simple as Reform had first thought. Which meant neither Labour or Reform were able to stop the National Glass Centre closing. Number 4, BASIS. The BASIS Homelessness Support Centre has now closed down under Reform's watch. They could have saved this vital service, but chose not to, allowing BASIS to have to close its doors. Now we reach our top 3, Pride. They pulled funding from Pride. They refused to light up monuments, and they refused to fly the flag on City Hall during the month of Pride. Number 2, Culture House. They said Reform was delivering for Sunderland, a new culture house. Then suddenly it became Labour's costly project. It was a Reform project when it suited them, even though it started long before they were in power. It's either Reform delivering for Sunderland or Labour's costly project. It can't be both. And in at number 1, I'm going to actually give them some credit. This one's not too bad. HMOs. Now, I've criticised them a lot in this video, but if they're genuinely restricting HMOs, that can be a good thing. Thing is, HMOs are a very important, relatively cheap way for somebody to live. It's got absolutely nothing to do with migrants. But with that being said, in this city, there are an awful lot of HMOs. And HMOs sometimes come attached with rogue landlords. So restricting them can only be a good thing in my eyes. And that's the irony of all of this. After 100 days, the one thing that they have done that I do support is something that's making a difference to the city of Sunderland. It's fixing a real problem instead of just having an argument about something that doesn't really matter. I don't think Sunderland voted for 100 days of Facebook rows. I think Sunderland voters voted for cleaner streets and the potholes to be fixed and the bins to be collected and fly tipping to be stopped. Maybe even a saved National Glass Centre or an air show that was promised. And they definitely voted for a council that's trying to fix Sunderland rather than blame Labour. 100 days is enough time for people to show us their priorities. And I think Reform Sunderland have shown us theirs. Agree or disagree? Talk to me.